Welcome everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new Dead Daisies album, Holy Ground. This just came out on Friday, January 22nd of 2021, so brand new release for this year. Before we go any further though, if you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please click the button. Also leave a comment, hit like, all those things help support my channel. And as an added bonus, you'll be able to stay up to date on all that's going on in the world of music, just like this, taking a look at the brand new Dead Daisies Holy Ground album. And so the band was formed in 2013 by guitarist David Lowy, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, so I apologize if I get it wrong here. The band has been a revolving door of members, with some very high profile members at that, making for various amazing supergroups along the way. Past band members have included John Stevens on vocals, he comes from Noiseworks and NXS, Dizzy Reed on keyboards coming from Guns N' Roses, as well as his fellow GNR bandmate Richard Fortus on guitar. Then we've got John Tempesta on drums coming from The Cult, Marco Mendoza on bass coming from Whitesnake and Thin Lizzy, and John Corabi on vocals, who is the most recent vocalist, having come from The Scream and of course Motley Crue. The current lineup for this album here includes, of course, David Lowy on guitar, but then we've got a new vocalist and bassist Glenn Hughes coming in, and he comes from Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, and Black Country Communion, just to name a few, because he's done so much out there. We've also got Doug Aldridge on guitar coming from Whitesnake and Dio, and then Dean Castronovo coming from Journey and Bad English, and he's on drums. Although for touring, they have announced that Tommy Clufitos, coming from Rob Zombie and Ozzy Osbourne's band, is actually going to handle the drumming duties. So he'll take over for Dean if and when they do any touring later this year. Now this is the band's 5th studio album, but along with a live album and a covers album, it's actually their 7th album overall. So this album here was actually scheduled to be released in 2020, but like so many other albums, due to the pandemic, it was pushed back. And during this time frame last year, the band released a number of singles, and then they did remixes of those. They also released an acoustic EP called the Lockdown Sessions. All of this in an effort to tide fans over until the eventual release of the album, which finally happened this past Friday, January 22nd. So listening to this album for the very first time had a very different experience than typical for me, because 4 of the songs itself on here had been released as singles, and I had time to listen and to digest those over the whole last year. When listening to this album now, when I put it on, it's a very different listening experience, almost like I'm hearing an album with really big hits on it. With all that time listening to those singles, it's created for some very high peaks during its listening experience, and so thereby you get those highs and lows that you do on those bigger albums that have really well-known songs on it. Well, these songs here may not have been radio staples because I listened to them for so long over the last year leading up to this. It's in essence created that for me, at least, on here, which is fine by my standards because it's made for a very fun listen. But beyond that, I think the album is a really strong album start to finish, and this one here is definitely in running to make my top 10 list of best albums for 2021. Some of the standout songs that are on here, track number 1, Holy Ground, first song that's on here. This one has got a really stupendous opening groove on it, just some really powerful vocals handled by Glenn. Then track 2, Like No Other. The vocals on this one are filled with amazing energy, and in and of itself, I think it really helps drive the song forward, and it's just a big bombastic song. Track number 4, which is Bustle and Flow. This was the 2nd single off the album, and it's a great opening riff by Doug and some real nice interplay between the guitar and vocals on here during the verse and chorus. Track 6, Chosen and Justified. This is my favorite song on the album so far. It's got a really great chugging groove on this one here, and just sucks you in and blows your hair back when the chorus comes around on it and is delivered by Glenn. And then track number 9, 30 Days in the Hole. This one is a cover of the Humble Pie classic, and they do a really great job making it their own. It feels like I'm hearing it for the first time, which is nice. For me, hearing cover songs that I know really well, I always end up thinking of the other band, but I think that here the Dead Daisies do a great job making it their own. And ultimately, there's not a bad track on this album. It is just solid start to finish. All 11 tracks on here are fantastic. So let's take a look at this. The artwork on here is really great. As you can see, the name itself, Dead Daisies, is in like a purple foil type finish. So as I move it around and reflect it in the light, you can see it happening there. And there's the spine of it and the back side. The track listing is done the same way on it with that reflectivity. And when we open it up here, we get some really great artwork there. And if I pop out the disc, you get a little bit more of that from behind. And then there's a booklet in here, so let me pull that out and let you guys take a look at that. There's the album cover again. When we open it up, we get a great shot of the guys there. Glenn right in front. Start with the lyrics and a little bit of art there. Get some more photos of the guys in the studio while recording. Another great shot there of what's on the inside of the album, and some more art there on the back side of it. It's not filled with the lyrics or anything like that. You can go to the band's website to get all of that sort of stuff. But I like the booklet that's in here, filled with some photos and some art and things like that, than just simply being filled with lyrics. So bottom line on this album here, while it's still early in 2021, I do think that this album here is going to make a lot of top 10 lists for the best albums of 2021. I really think it's that good. It's just a really big, over-the-top, fun-filled album, and I think it's something that we all really could use right now. Glenn coming in as new vocalist, I think has really, really broken things open here. He does not disappoint, and I can't believe that he's 69 years old and still sounding this amazing. Just great job from him. Doug continues doing amazing guitar work for this band, and all in all, I highly recommend this album for fans of classic rock and bands like Whitesnake, Deep Purple, Bad Company, and bands along those lines. Just an absolute fantastic album. Highly recommended. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Bye, everyone.